Step 1. Take a photo of yourself on your phone. You're going to stand with your back against a white wall and get someone else to take a picture of you. Make sure you turn the flash on so that there is no shadow behind your head. Step 2. You're going to download an app called ID Photo. So go to the Play Store and click search and search for ID Photo, and then search for that, and then the first app that comes up, ID Photo free, make sure you download that. Okay, so download this app, and that's step 2. Step 3, go into the app that you've just downloaded, and instead of taking a photo with the app, you're going to click Open Gallery, and then you're going to choose the photo that you have just taken. So pick that photo, and then what you can do is if the photo is not the right way up, you can click turn left or turn right to rotate it to the right way up, and then you can also change the brightness, but I'm going to show you a better way of changing the brightness later. So click next. And then what you're gonna do is choose the country that you're preparing the passport photo for. So we're in Australia right now, and the document type is passport. And you can see a very important piece of information here, and that is the size of the photo in Australia is 35 by 45 millimeters. Okay, so what that means is, if you have a look at my completed product, okay, if you measure it across from the bottom, you will get approximately 3.5 centimeters. Now, it is actually allowed to go over to 4 centimeters. So it is anywhere between 3.5 to 4 centimeters or 35 to 40 millimeters for the width. Now down here it says the length is 45 millimeters. Now you can actually go up to 50 millimeters. So if you measure the length of my photo, you can see here that is approximately 45 millimeters. Okay, so you're gonna click OK or next. And then what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this frame so that our head satisfies the criteria. Now the criteria for the length of your head from your chin to the crown, so this distance here, right, from your chin to the crown has to be between 32 to 36 millimeters. So if you have a look at the length here right now, it is about 34 millimeters, which satisfies the criteria. So you're gonna resize this frame to make sure that it satisfies that criteria. So I think I've got it there. Now another thing you need to make sure is that it shows a little bit of the top of your shoulders. Make sure your head is positioned in the middle of the photo. Okay, so I'm gonna give that one a shot. So you're gonna click next. Now here is the most important part of the video, choosing the paper size. Now you're gonna choose centimeters, and then you're gonna choose 10 times 15, 10 centimeters wide, 15 centimeters long. That's gonna be your paper size. Okay, now when we actually print it out, we'll actually be given the measurements in inches. Now don't go to inches right now, we want exactly 10 times 15 centimeters. And then when we print it out, I'll show you guys which option to pick. Okay, so click next. Click save. Okay, now that's done. So the next step, what you're going to do is you're going to connect your Android to your computer, and then what you're going to do is load up the picture on your computer and print it out. So basically the photo that you've just created will be in your Android phone, so inside internal storage, and it'll be inside a folder called ID Photo. So go inside that folder. Now once you have located that file inside ID Photo, you actually have to copy it to your computer, to your desktop, or somewhere in your own documents in order to print it out, because while it's on your phone you can't actually print it. So I'm going to click on this file, right click, copy, and then I'm going to go to my documents. So inside my documents I've created a folder called passport photos, and I'm going to paste it in here, Control V to paste. And then what I'm going to do is open up this picture file, and now I can print it. So print, click print. So make sure you pick 4 to 6 inch. Unclick fit picture to frame, because we just want it to come out as it is originally. Okay, so let's print it out. And the reason why we're printing it out is because we want to check that the size of it is correct. Okay, once the photo is printed out, what you need to do is you need to measure that it is the correct dimension. So let's measure the bottom, and you can see here that it's 35 millimeters. And then you're gonna measure the height of the photo, and you can see here that it's 45 millimeters. So once that's done, then you can continue to the next step. Okay, the next step, the next thing I want to show you guys is how to change the brightness of the photo. So this file here is the file that we want to print, as you can see here. So what I'm going to call this file is I'm going to call it, so press F2 on your keyboard to change the name, and I'm going to call it Eddie Original. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is right click on it, and then I'm gonna choose Open with Microsoft Office 2010. So you're gonna click that, and then what you're going to do is you're gonna click Edit Pictures, Brightness and Contrast, and then what you're going to do is you're going to change the brightness to 10, and then you're also going to change the midtone to 30. And then what you're going to do is go to File, Save As, and then you're going to save it in the same position, but this time for the file name we're going to change it to Eddie, brightness 10, midtone 30. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the midtone to 60, and then you're gonna go to File, Save As again, and then you're gonna type in Eddie, brightness 10, midtone 60. Now here is the reason why we change the midtone for the second time and not the brightness. So let's say our midtone was back to 30. If you change the brightness, what will happen is the photo will appear a little bit washed out. The colors will become too light. So that's why if we change the midtone, and what this midtone does, instead of changing the really bright or the really dark colors, it's changing the colors in the middle of the range so that the skin color is brighter, but everything else stays the same color. Okay. Otherwise, if we change the brightness, then the black color is going to become white, which is going to be unnatural. And also, it's a good idea to just have one with brightness 10. Okay, and then save that. Eddy, brightness, and so you have 4 files here which you're gonna take to Kmart to print out at their photo booth. The first file you should print is brightness 10, midtone 30. If the color does not suit, then you can decide whether you want to print a brighter one, which is the midtone 60, or a darker one, which is brightness 10. So these are the 4 pictures, and you can see here they all have varying brightnesses. So you're going to take these 4 files, put it on your SD card, and take it to Kmart to print. So this is a video of me sitting in front of the photo booth at Kmart. So just pop your SD card into the slot over here, and then basically tap the screen where it says prints and enlargements. Click on that. Photo products from media. And this is where I'm gonna suggest that you guys make sure that on your SD card the only thing you have are those files. Okay, don't put a random SD card with heaps of files on, because the machine gets confused. So back up your whole SD card and copy everything to your computer, and just have the 3 or 4 files on there that are the photos that you want to print. So once you find your photos, select them and press next. So once it's loaded the photos, the next thing that it wants you to do is select whether you want instant delivery or next day delivery. So unless you want to drive home and then come again the next day, I would just pick instant delivery. It's only 20 cents. And then you're going to click on standard prints, and then you're going to choose 4x6, 4" by 6". Okay, I know that when we selected our paper size when in our Android app, we selected 10 centimeter by 15 centimeter, but here we just want to select 4x6". It'll still work. Select the photos you want to print, click next, and then here is a very important question that it's going to ask you. Now you have to click glossy, okay, because that's a requirement of the passport. So click glossy, keep going, and basically just keep clicking next. You're going to click submit order, and then a receipt is going to come out. Take your receipt and take it to the counter, and then they will print your photo for you for 20 cents each. Okay, the last step after the photos have come out, we're now gonna cut it up. Make sure you also put it on top of some newspapers so it doesn't cut through the surface. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.